Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Johnny and Chanel cuddled together by the fireplace in the DiMera mansion, warming themselves on a warm evening. The couple discussed how they would soon tie the knot. Johnny acknowledged that he was concerned about the marital difficulties in his family and implied that it would be best if he and Chanel stayed single. Chanel said that love and honesty would be sufficient to keep them together, but she was perplexed by Johnny's abrupt opposition to marriage. Chanel questioned whether Johnny was reconsidering marriage, despite what Chad had said. Though Johnny claimed not to have second thoughts, he did remember that 2 years prior, Chanel had picked Allie over him. Chanel said Johnny worried about her preference for being around ladies. Although Johnny claimed not to be doubting Chanel's sexual orientation, he acknowledged that he had concerns about whether he would be sufficient for her. Chanel asked for Johnny's attention. "All right, so you're the one I'm willing to dedicate my life to. And nobody else. Even in the absence of one another, you looked out for me. And you have demonstrated to me 1,000,000 times over that I am sufficient for you. Yes, Johnny, you suffice for me. More than sufficient, indefinitely. I promise I love you so much," Chanel said. Johnny said, "I love you, too," and he planted a kiss on Chanel. Johnny and Chanel then rushed upstairs to have love while having a good time running out of the room. After making love, Abe and Paulina rested in bed at their penthouse. "You know what's nice about my memory failing?" Paulina grinned and replied, "I get to fall in love with you all over again," Abe said. Since he couldn't recall what Paulina had and hadn't liked, Abe realized that it had been a long since they had made love and was concerned that he had let her down. Paulina declared that she had enjoyed sharing a passionate kiss with Abe, and she expressed her want for an eternal bedtime. Paulina was apprehensive about her impending surgery, Abe guessed. Paulina acknowledged that she was anxious, but she claimed that her fears had been forgotten because of her lying with Abe. Paulina would have Abe by her side every step of the way in the upcoming months and years. Paulina said she was glad Abe was back in their bed. Paulina was given his full attention when Abe indicated he was there for her, whispering that he would stay up all night just to talk. Gazing at Paulina, who had dozed off in his embrace, Abe glanced. As he embraced Paulina, Abe gave her a quick kiss on the forehead. After making love, Everett and Stephanie were ecstatic at the Salem Inn. Everett revealed that he had fantasized about seeing Stephanie once more. When Stephanie saw Everett again a few months prior, she admitted that it had been difficult to contain herself from leaping into his arms. After placing their room service order, they ate when their food arrived. Stephanie was told by Everett that he would never let her go since he loved her. Everett brought up the notion of looking for a place where they could move in together, which startled Stephanie. Stephanie wasn't fond of the concept. "There was no need to hasten things," she remarked. Once again, Everett nodded, and he and Stephanie got ready to make love. Wendy was teasing Tripp at a booth in Horton Town Square about Ava. Ava had cornered her, she said, and she was cautioned not to break Tripp's heart. Tripp expressed regret for putting Wendy on the situation with Ava. Tripp continued, expressing concern about Ava spending more time with Stefan and his suspicion that Stefan was taking advantage of her. Tripp and Wendy noticed a poster informing neighboring neighbors of Wendy's impending geocaching event as they were getting ready to leave. After having sex, Ava and Stefan laid in bed at Wendy and Tripp's apartment. It had been a big freaking mistake, they both acknowledged. Stefan regretted abandoning Gabby. Stefan and Ava claimed that the truth about their tryst would never be discovered. Stefan claimed that if the truth was ever discovered, he would lose more. Stefan figured Ava was in love with Harris. It was irrelevant, Ava thought to herself. Tripp and Wendy arrived home to find Stefan shirtless while Ava and Stefan were in the apartment's living room looking for Stefan's clothes. Tripp became enraged and told Stefan to refrain from touching Ava. When Tripp implied that Stefan would regret touching Ava if he did it again, Stefan felt intimidated. John insisted that Constantine tell him what he knew about the pawn in the park. As Constantine started making fun of memories that John couldn't remember, John pulled a revolver on him. According to Constantine, John had attempted to kill him in the past, but Katerina, a lady, blocked his path. The pawn was developed by Constantine. John dropped his firearm quickly as he fixed his gaze on the card. Then Constantine saw a flashback to a moment in ancient Greece many years ago. With a montage of Greek countryside photographs playing on the screen, Constantine described how he had first come to know John. "You have a message to deliver, one of death. My lovely Katerina." "John, someone has to foot the bill," Constantine remarked. John was told to move a trash can in his direction by Constantine. John followed instructions, and Constantine grinned and chuckled while giving John more mundane tasks to complete. "Now, Mr. Black, let's try something more high stakes, shall we?" stated Constantine. John was given the gun by Constantine, who then gave him the command to aim it toward John's head and squeeze the trigger. John held the firearm to his head. "Cease. Not right now. There will be a use for you. I will exact retribution on you for my Katerina, and you will become Constantine's pawn. However, not just yet. You're going to return to your beautiful family. And you will be back to who you were in 10 seconds, Mr. Black," Constantine continued, revealing the pawn to John once more. John looked around and seemed perplexed by his surroundings after Constantine left. Daystar Carson Boatman celebrates his birthday on Days of Our Lives. With Chanel deciding to wed Johnny DiMera, things are looking bright for him on Days of Our Lives. Fortunately, Carson Boatman's situation is also improving. And the reason for that is that this gifted multi-hyphen is turning 30 today. He was born on February 10, 1994. Boatman, an Iowa native, made his acting debut in the 2014 horror film Devil's Charm. Later credits include leading parts in the TV movie Stalked by My Doctor, the feature films Bedeviled and Runt, and a number of short films, such as Code Blue, A Love Story and You Can Play Me. Boatman made his television debut on Days on August 18, 2021. In the part of John Roman Johnny DiMera, the son of well-known super couple E.J. DiMera and Sammy Brady, Allison Sweeney, he succeeded twins Aaron and Griffin Kunitz. Boatman is not just a successful actor but also a well-known singer and musician. He formed the Day Players in the summer of 2022, an unprecedented 90-minute acoustic act, encompassing rich harmonies, engaging storytelling, and an unforgettable evening of music, with many other Days stars, including Eric Martsolf, Wally Kurth, and Brandon Barish. Since July 23, 2021, Boatman has been wed to Jelana Dizon, a TV host, model, and wildlife educator. Their Cupid-playing gym trainer introduced the couple to one another. We at Soap Hub would like to extend our warmest birthday wishes to Carson Boatman. You can do the same by clicking the X link below. In the comments area, please also tell us about your best recollection of his work and whether you have ever seen him in person or heard him on the Day Players.